Napoleon Hill talks about some principles, success principle in his book Think and Grow Rich. And the first he wrote the book The Law of Success in 16 lessons. Then he watered. It's like the watered down version. It's not like the full version, but we have got some principles, success principle in this book. Success principle. The number one principle is desire. The first chapter, the first principle, the road to success is desire. And so, what is desire? If we want something, that is our desire. What does the desire come from? It comes from our lackings of something. Like if I don't have enough money, or if I don't have like the health that I want, then I might have the desire to have that perfect bank balance, the perfect health, perfect relationship. That's my desire. Now, he outlined some formulas like desire has to be in a specific way. It cannot be like mere hope or wish. I wish I could, if I had this car. It's not like that. It has to be very specific. Like I want red Ferrari and write down the model as well. I want to have $10,000 every month in my bank account. So it has to be very definite. And another thing is has to be like burning. It has to be like pulsating desire. If we follow the story, Barnes' story, he wanted to be the business partner of Thomas Alva Edison. He was like the richest and famous inventor of that time. And Barnes, he didn't even have the money, and he didn't even know what does Thomas Alva Edison live. But he had that definite plan. He wanted to be the business partner of Thomas Alva Edison. So he just catch a train and just stand in front of Thomas Alva Edison, and he said, I want to be the associate of you. And he looked at him. Edison looked at him, and he saw something in him. He said, okay, you start working for me, and then we'll see. After a few years, it didn't happen like next day or 2 months or 3 months. He didn't have any chance. But after a certain period of time, when Thomas Alva Edison invented Ediphone, and his sales and marketing team were refusing to sell it, or they couldn't sell it, they are failing. And Barnes saw his opportunity. He wrote down a very plan and presented it to Thomas Alva Edison, and he said, give me a region, and I'm going to start selling this thing. And Thomas Alva Edison said, I'm going to give you the whole country, just start selling. Eventually, he became partner of Thomas Alva Edison. So, what did you learn from this? He had the pulsating desire, and it didn't become overnight success. He had to work for it. He had to make the plan. It was definite. He wanted to be the associate of Thomas Alva Edison. The slogan of the company was like invented by Thomas Alva Edison and installed by Edwin Barnes. So we can see like how this desire is going to work. And before studying this chapter, I didn't even know like how my desire should be. Is because I had like lots of wishes. I wanted lots of money, and it wasn't definite. So I learned from this chapter that every if I want something, if I want money or health, I was like 105 kilo weight, and when I learned about this principle, I thought, no, I cannot say just I'm going to lose some weight. I have to fix exact amount where I want to be. So I wrote down where I want to be. I write it down every day. My health goal, my finance goal, every single day. So one of the key things is it has to be definite. It has to be burning desire, keen pulsating desire. It cannot be mere hope or wish. And what did he learn from R.U. Darby and his uncle's gold fever? 3 feet from the gold. There was a gold rush going on, and then they collected some money. They were hoping to get some gold, but after a certain period of time, they didn't find anything, and they quit. And they sold all their machineries to a junkman. The junkman was very clever. He said, I don't know anything about the gold, but I'm going to seek some expert help. So he asked for expert help, and the expert said the gold is going to be in 3 to 5 feet from here. Or they stopped working because they didn't have any knowledge regarding the gold mine works, how the gold mine works. So the junkman became millionaire. And when R.U. Darby heard about this story, he said, I quit too early. So he started his insurance company, and he was like massive success. Whenever someone said no, he said, no, I'm not going to get this no into my success. I'm going to make it a yes. He didn't quit. He just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and his sales was going up and up and up, because he took the lesson 3 feet from the goal. He said, I could become the millionaire long ago, but because I quit too early, that's why I didn't become millionaire. And then we got a lesson from an army general. They landed from the ship, and the general knew that their number was too small. They were outnumbered by their enemy army. So he ordered his few of the soldiers to burn all the ships because he didn't see any chance. He said has to be a burning desire inside them. Only that burning desire can overcome this challenge, this huge challenge. And the ship was going back smoke, and he said to his army, you see the boats going up in the smoke, that means that we cannot go back unless we win. We win or we perish in this beach. And they won the battle. So what we learn from this, we have to burn all the bridges behind us. We cannot say like, if this thing doesn't work, I'm gonna go back and do these things. Don't, keep your bridges behind you. Just say whatever you wish, make a plan, have this burning desire, and make it very definite. Write it down and visualize it every day, and start working on it. Every human being who reaches the age of understanding of the purpose of money wishes for it. So everyone wants some money. Wishing will not bring the riches, but desiring riches with the state of mind becomes an obsession. Then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches. It has to be like definite plans. The plans doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to have a plan, and you have to start working on it. And it has to be backed by persistence, because you're not gonna be win overnight. You're not going to be the success overnight. You have to work. You have to keep failing, and then one day you will be success. If you heard about the Chinese bamboo, it takes 9 months. 9 months. Just it doesn't even grow above the ground. You have to fertilize it, water it for 9 months, and for the next 9 weeks, it's going to grow like 90 feet. So it's going to take some time to germinate the idea. It has some incubation period. You have to have this in mind. You have to be I always follow these two words, consistency and persistency. You have to work for it very regularly. This is number one, consistency. Another one is persistency. You cannot give up. Burn all the ships behind you, and keep pushing yourself. The method which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. The first one is fix in your mind the exact amount of money, not just say I want lots of money. It has to be exact amount of money you desire. It's not sufficient merely to say I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. Be very specific. I want $1,000 every month, $10,000 every month, $100,000 every year, whatever it is. Just write it down. Be specific. Is very key. It's very vital point. Don't miss it. Okay. Be very specific. The second one is determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality something for nothing. So write the statement in present tense and write it with gratitude. Okay. Write it down like this way. I am so happy and grateful now that it can be like I earn $10,000 every month as an entrepreneur and the personal development consultant. And I'm so happy and blessed. I feel so happy and blessed. The money is coming to me through various sources, through multiple sources with continuous basis. So the third one has to be the second one, determine exactly what you intend to give. The third one is establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Fix a date. Don't just say, I'm going to get this money sometimes. No, just fix a date. Fourth is create a definite plan for carrying out the desire. It has to be, it doesn't have to be perfect plan, but you have to have a definite plan. I'm going to do this for, I'm going to work 3 months on this project and do this. It has to be very, very specific, be very specific. And begin at once, whether you are ready for it or not. Put this plan into action, okay? Start working on it. Fifth, write down a clear, concise statement. The statement, as I mentioned, like I am so happy and grateful now that I earn $10,000 every month with peace of mind through multiple sources on a continuous basis as an entrepreneur and as a personal development coach. So by 31st December 2021. So it has to be definite. You have to have a plan. What I intend to give in return, and it has to be a date, okay? And the statement has to be in present tense, not in the future tense. Read your statement aloud twice daily. Very key, very vital point, okay? Read your statement aloud twice daily, once before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. Why these 2 times? Because our brain's frequency level is still very low level, and our subconscious remain very acceptance mode. So whenever give this affirmation over and over again before retiring to bed and after waking up, our subconscious mind going to be reprogrammed. Our subconscious mind doesn't know what is truth, what is reality, what is truth, and what is lies. Whatever you plant in it, it's like the earth. Whatever you plant in it, you get the result. Okay, you put a chili tree, what are you gonna get? Chilies. If you put a apple tree, what are you gonna get? Apples. So it works like the earth. Okay. If you cannot see the great riches in your imagination, you will not see them in your bank account. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. You have to see this first in your head. People who are not money conscious will never acquire riches. Mind has to be fully saturated with the idea of money. You have to think about this all the time. This is your chief aim. Think about it all the time. If the thing you wish to do is right and you will believe in it, go ahead and do it. Put your dream across and never mind what they say if you meet the temporary defeat. For they perhaps do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. The seed of an equivalent success. So if I fail sometimes, if you can take the lesson from it, you can gain from this knowledge. But if you don't take the lesson from it, then it's a failure. Then you're losing. The greatest achievement or the first and for the time but a dream. The oak sleeps in the acorn, the bird waits in the egg, and the highest vision of the soul, waking angel stars. Dreams are the seeding of reality. You have to have fascinated dream. Very fascinating. Have a big dream. Remember too that all who success in life get off to a bad start and pass through many heartbreaking struggles before they arrive. I have seen one video in YouTube regarding Elon Musk. He had the whole batch of cars, the whole batch of cars were didn't work, and his SpaceX was failing 2 or 3 times. So he was he said, I'm going to have a heart attack. So you are gonna start with, you might have some bad start and struggles, but it is going to work. The turning point in the lives of those who success usually comes at the moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other self. This amazing point. No one ever is defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. If you are not defeated, you said, if you don't accept it, you said, I'm gonna keep up. If you don't take it as a reality, then you are not defeated. There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. I read this statement over and over again. There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, and belief. So open-mindedness is very essential. Closed mind doesn't inspire hope, courage, or belief. Remember, no more effort is required to aim high in life to demand abundance and prosperity than is required to accept misery and poverty. You need like the same amount of energy to whatever put your awareness on. If you put your awareness on the misery and poverty, you're gonna be poor and miserable. If you put your awareness on abundance and riches, then you're gonna be rich and abundant. The whole course of things goes to teach us faith. We need only obey. There is guidance for each of us, and by lowly listening, we shall hear the right word. The right word is desire. Have this burning desire to accumulation of the riches. Only our limitation are those we set up in our minds. Our only limitation is what we set up in our minds.